So this old MTD lawnmower has definitely seen some better days. This was one of two, the second one being that orange Tecumseh right there that I got from a coworker. And he told me that this thing still runs, but the pull cord broke. So I'm going to go ahead and replace that. I do believe I have the correct one to, reinstall. And then I'll go through the carburetor a little bit, see what's wrong with it, if there is anything wrong. And I'm probably going to end up getting rid of this deck. It's meant to be self-propelled. The transmission has been removed. Apparently it long died how many years ago. And they just decided to keep the mower around to, still continue to use it without the transmission in it. It's also missing a bag, which unfortunately I was not given and they did not have. But the underside of this thing is pretty well worn. I'm not going to keep the blade on it, because the blade has been pretty well chewed up. But the motor, if it still works fine, I'm going to keep that and keep it on hand for a donor motor for another deck. So first thing I need to do is start taking this thing apart. And that's easy enough to remove. We just have these 3 bolts that need to be taken out. No black widows, but it does look like this tank needs to be changed out as well. It's cracked and separated, so it's time to go. Happens with these from time to time, but it's one of the main reasons why I keep so many of these on hand. It's because they do tend to end up breaking, unfortunately. So we'll get rid of this. Interestingly, this thing's got the old style air filter box on it. But I'm just continuing to take this thing apart. I've not actually had to work on one this old before. I don't know what vintage this is, as the manufacturer date's been rubbed off of the deck, but I haven't even checked the serial number on the motor yet. But we'll get to that in a minute. Carburetor looks like it needs a good thorough cleaning. Oh yeah. So that's not going to be that bad to clean up, but I'm just going to go ahead and remove that fuel line and replace that anyways. And these clips aren't even doing anything. Yeah, that needs to be replaced big time. The big problem with this gas tank is I don't know if I have one that'll work on this motor or not. It might. Normally they're supposed to mount up like right here, so I might have one that'll fit on it, but I'm not 100% sure about that yet. Well, so I think unfortunately I'm not going to be able to save this one, at least not without dumping a ton of money into buying the proper parts for it. But I'm not going to hold out on that just yet. I do want to pull this off and see if I could even Frankenstein something to work with it, even though I don't think I'm going to be able to, but I do want to get you guys this video. So I've been in kind of a lull lately with doing anything small engine related. And it doesn't matter anyways. I don't think I have a starter recoil for this. This is the old style. I've got a few of the newer ones that have the dogs that come out the sides, but this one is this one's the old style. So fortunately, yeah, this thing is definitely seen some better days, boys. I don't know if he was into this thing before, but might be that he was. Because what I think happened is they hit something when they were mowing with it, and that shook this up, loosened it up, and as you guys can see, the threads are not in the best condition in there. Flywheel key looks to be okay, but I've never seen that happen before where it popped the recoil off, or the starter off like that, and then popped the flywheel off of the shaft. I've never seen that happen before. That's crazy. The brake is still in good condition, but I think we're pretty much at the point where where we could write this one off and not really have much of a use for it. I'm gonna see if I have a correct starter recoil for this thing. Maybe I can finagle a gas tank to work on it and throw it all back together, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up, because this thing's already got some damage that's been done to it. And so I've got both of these starter recoils. This is the one that was original to it. I'll show you guys what I mean. All the recoils that I have on hand are this style, that have the dogs that come out. It doesn't grab onto the recoil. This is the old style starter ratchet, and obviously that will not work with this. You can probably convert them over, but it's not something I've ever done before, and that does require quite a bit of work. If that motor was in better condition, I would look into doing that, but this is the old style for the, the ratchet type starter that these old ones had. But for those of you who are curious, I found the date code on this thing. 88-12-02-28. So it was made in 1988, December 2nd. And that is the plant and assembly line number, the 28. So this motor is actually quite a bit older than I thought it was. I don't know. I mean, I figured this deck was at least a 94 or 95, but, maybe, I don't know. I'm assuming this is the original motor to the deck, but I've been wrong before on some of this stuff. So it's a 1988. That explains why it's, such an old setup. It's kind of throwing me through a ring there, but it is what it is. And I'll show you guys the gas tank dilemma. These are two other gas tanks that I had on hand that I thought would work, but they won't. This is the original one. And you guys have a keen enough eye, you could clearly see that we have a little bit of an issue here. So I'm going to grab this tank, just kind of stick it on and in place, and it's not going to go on, simply because the dipstick tube is in the way. And I can even show you guys with this one, the holes on these same tanks don't line up. And I do not have another tank like this one that would work. But that's only part of the problem. Obviously, the other part of the problem is the fact that the flywheel came off and didn't break the key. So I've not even turned the blade yet to see, just if anything is messed up inside there just yet. But that's kind of where I'm at with that. That's going to be an issue all on its own. As far as the recoil is concerned, I haven't even tried to untangle it yet. It looks like there is still some tension on it, but the inside here is kind of messed up. Unfortunately, the issue with the gas tank is what's going to prevent me from getting this thing going again at this point in time. So this is one of those issues where the motor itself needs a little bit more work and time put into it than it's probably worth. and I don't have a donor deck with a bag that I could throw it on. So unfortunately, I think this one's gonna pretty well be scrap material at that point. I'm probably still gonna hold on to that motor just in case, and you know, throw everything back together and throw the motor over there on the shelf with the other good parts motors that I have. But it's really not worth much more than that. I know some of you guys wanted to see me get some more lawnmower videos out, so hopefully this will suffice enough. But it's really kind of what I've been dealing with. That and the market's kind of dropped right now. I don't know why. But there's a lot of people on Craigslist right now that are doing the same thing that I and a couple other guys have been doing for a while, and you know, they see us doing it, so they undercut us by half the cost. Whereas, you know, lawnmower with a bag I used to be able to get about 120 bucks for. Now they're only worth about 60 or 70 because you have all these other dipshits on there that are underselling me and the other regulars that pretty well had the market cornered in the prices where they were set, and we were all making money. We were all getting business, and now we have these couple other guys that have been doing this, and it's really kind of hurt the rest of us. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if that'll, you know, let up a bit, but we'll see what happens. I hope you guys enjoyed this video a little bit, but this is kind of what you have to deal with every now and again if you want to get into small engine repair and reselling these things. So until next time, guys, you all stay classy.